Hey, it's Emi from Thinking Cap. If you're confused about the object cases in Finnish, then watch this video because I will go through a few sentences with you and I'll talk about how using the partitive object or the accusative object can affect the meaning of the sentence. Now in this photo, I am painting a door at the summer cottage. And if I say, minä maalasin oven, I'm saying I painted the door. I could also say, huomenna minä maalaan oven. Tomorrow I will paint the door. And the fact that I'm using the word oven, which for the purposes of this video, I will call the accusative, even though we can actually call it the genitive as well. It looks exactly like the genitive. So the fact that I'm saying oven and not ovea means that I'm talking about also finishing painting the whole door. If I was to use the partitive, then the meaning of the sentence would change. If I say, minä maalasin ovea, then I'm saying I painted some of the door. There is no mention of finishing painting the door. And that is how subtle the difference is. Now, if you get it wrong, it is usually not the end of the world, but just be aware of how the partitive can change your sentence. How do you say that you read the book, the whole book? Minä luin kirjan. How do you say that you ate the whole cake? Minä söin kakun. Now, how do you say that you read some of a book? Minä luin kirjaa. And how do you say you ate some cake? Minä söin kakkua. So if we have ruled out the partitive, then we are using the accusative. But the sentence structure in the following sentence does not allow the genitive object. Therefore, we're going to use the nominative, but it's still the accusative. It just looks like the nominative. Maala ovi, paint the door. So I'm saying to someone, paint the whole door, not just some of it, but the whole door. The reason I'm using the nominative and not the genitive is that this is a command. I'm telling someone to paint the door. And if my goal is to tell them to paint the whole door, then I won't be using the partitive. But I can't use the genitive because of the sentence structure, because of the command structure. So therefore, I will be using the nominative. Now, could you tell someone, maala ovea? This would mean paint the door, but it would mean paint some of the door. Paint the door a little bit. Yes, you could. But with the partitive, you would be telling them exactly that, to paint some of the door. If there is no reason to use the partitive object, ovea, then you need to use the accusative. But you can't use oven if it's a command. Now, if maala ovi means paint the whole door, then how would you tell someone to read a whole book? Lue kirja. Ovi maalataan. The whole door will be painted. Now here we have the passive voice, which is another sentence structure that requires the accusative to look like the nominative, ovi. And if you used ovea, the sentence would be ovea maalataan, and this would mean the door is being painted. Again, there would be no mention of finishing the painting. Okay, then if ovi maalataan means the door will be painted, then how would you say the whole cake will be eaten tomorrow? We have the passive again, so we need the nominative, kakku. The cake, the whole cake, will be eaten tomorrow. Kakku syödään huomenna. Then we have the minun täytyy construction. I have to. I have to paint the whole door. Minun täytyy maalata ovi. You could say minun täytyy maalata ovea, but it would change the meaning. It would mean I have to paint some of the door. Finishing it is not that important. Now, this is certainly grammatically correct, but we're not using the partitive because we want to talk about painting the whole door, not just some of it. Okay, if minun täytyy maalata ovi means I have to paint the whole door, then how would you say I have to read the book, meaning the whole book? Minun täytyy lukea kirja. Then we have a structure like this. I have time to paint the whole door. Minulla on aikaa maalata ovi. Again, the nominative ovi. You could also say, minulla on aikaa maalata ovea. But that would mean I have time to paint some of the door. It's not relevant if I finish or not. I'm talking about painting, just doing some painting on the door. When you're using the minulla on aikaa plus verb structure, and your aim is to talk about painting the whole door, then you have to use the nominative. If you want to talk about painting some of the door, you would say minulla on aikaa maalata ovea. That's fine. But the meaning changes. If minulla on aikaa maalata ovi means I have time to paint the whole door, then how would you say I have time to read the book? The whole book. Minulla on aikaa lukea kirja. One more. Oli kivaa maalata ovi. It was nice to paint the whole door. With the partitive, this would be oli kivaa maalata ovea. And that is grammatically correct. But again, the meaning would be more like some of the door. And that's probably perfectly okay. If, however, we choose not to use the partitive, then we use the accusative, and in this olla kivaa plus verb structure, we have to use the nominative ovi. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video. Moi moi!